Hey fragrance friends, it's Robyn, independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back if you're new, and thank you for coming back if you're not brand new. Today I'm starting a new, series of videos called Product Spotlight. And so this one is going to be the first one in the series, and it's going to be focusing on the fragrance flower. The reason I chose the fragrance flower is because it's one of the more unique items that Scentsy carries. I haven't seen a product exactly like this from any other brand. It's kind of similar to a reed diffuser if you've used those before, but it is a little bit different and much prettier in my opinion. So stay tuned, and we will first go through how to assemble a fragrance flower and some information about it, and then I'm going to take you on a little field trip to locations in my house where I've got these set up. Thanks, stay tuned. Okay, we are back, and I've just opened the box to this fragrance flower. And on the top here, you see this little metal lid. This is the decorative topper for the fragrance flower. So we're going to set that aside for a moment. Next up, we lift this off, and then inside we have the bottle of oil. So inside each bottle is 3 ounces of fragrance oil, and this will last for about 60 days. So we're going to take off the plastic outside here and then remove the black lid. And this is the fragrance Fiji flower. So you will see that each one has a scent label on top. And I will go ahead and remove this plastic outside, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So I've removed the outside plastic, and now we will remove the black cap. And then you'll see this plastic plug here. This is to prevent leaks during shipping. So we are going to remove this, and it's hard to do with one hand. So I'm going to pause and we'll be right back again. Okay, we're back. So that little cap here is a little bit tricky to remove, but if you just pry it off and pry it up, you can throw that away as well. Then we come back to our decorative little topper here, and we just screw that on like that. And then next, the last thing in the box is this wick. And so on this wick, I don't know if you can see, there's a little piece of tissue paper right along here. We're going to pull that off, and then as you can see, the wick is already kind of frayed at the end so that it can absorb fragrance oil more easily up into the rest of the wick. And I'll open this box and we can take a look at the flower. So inside is the dahlia flower. Now the fragrance flower comes in 2 fragrance flower options. There's the buttercup bell, which is a buttercup kind of rose type shaped flower, or the dahlia. I personally prefer the dahlia just because I like the look of that flower better, but the buttercup one is also beautiful. They both perform about the same, so there's no difference in performance. So you can remove the dahlia from the box, and I'm going to just peel off the paper here. Okay, so paper is peeled off of the base here, and that's it right there. It's just a little piece of paper, and it's good to just get rid of that. So then we're ready to, the final moment here, put the wick into the base here. So it's gonna sit in there like that, and the flower sticks at the top. And it's just a really pretty little thing to sit somewhere to add some fragrance to another space. So over the next 24 hours or so, what's gonna happen is this wick's gonna soak up the oil, and it's gonna actually come into the petals as well. So the flowers themselves are made of sola wood, which is apparently a tropical plant called cassava that is from India and Thailand. And these are actually handcrafted flowers. So someone's actually made these, and they're absolutely beautiful. So each one is just a tiny bit different for that reason. So once this soaks up with oil, it's actually going to be a little bit darker in color and a little bit oily to the touch as well. So this will then last for about 60 days scenting a space. I've had better luck with these in small spaces, but they are absolutely gorgeous. So now we are at the portion of the video where I'm going to take you on a little field trip to see the ones that I've already got going in other spaces in my house. All right, welcome to my front entrance. I have this little table here that we have in the front entryway, and on it I have a little dish of things, some hand sanitizer, decor, and the fragrance flower. The Paw Patrol poster in the background is from my daughter's birthday party a couple weeks ago. We're just still enjoying that, so it's still there for now. So the fragrance flower is over here, and this is the buttercup bell flower. The last one was the dahlia. This is the buttercup bell. And so you can see it's saturated with oil, so it's a little bit more beige or yellowy or creamy than white. And this one's been going for just under a week, and you can see a significant amount has already absorbed up the wick and into the flower. So at first you might panic thinking this isn't going to last 2 months because it's already this much gone. Don't panic. That's just because initially the wick soaks up and it soaks into the flower, and then after that it does dissipate much more slowly. So it just that initial soak up that takes up a lot of the oil. But after that it does slow down and it'll last a good while. Now this space is a little bit larger and more open, and so I don't notice the fragrance as strongly as the other one in this space, and it could be because vanilla bean buttercream is a lighter scent, or it could be because this is too large and open of a space for the fragrance flower. They are recommended for smaller spaces. So the bathroom one does perform a little bit better for me, and we'll go see that one next. Okay, welcome to my bathroom. It's a little echoey in here, but as you can see, I have a fragrance flower sitting on my windowsill here. And this one's been going for a few weeks, and as you can see, it's about a third, maybe half gone. But again, initially it was quite a bit of it that soaked up right from the start. So this is the Dahlia one, just like the one we just unboxed. And you can see how it does get a bit darker in color as it saturates with oil. And this is also the scent Fiji flower. So it's just a nice little accent, and this one is actually strong enough even a few weeks in that you can smell it when you walk into the room. So it's a nice size space for it, and it does look really pretty just sitting there. Okay, we're back in my office now after our little tour. So some final thoughts about the fragrance flower. You will notice that if you get multiple flowers, even of the same type of flower, like if you get 2 buttercup bells or 2 dahlias, you might notice them being slightly different in size or slightly different in construction or shape. And there are just small variations depending on who made it and how it was made and when it was made. Because they are handmade, there is some variation between flower to flower. So don't be surprised to see small differences in between different flowers. The other thing is the oil in the fragrance flower glass base. So Fiji flower, if you remember, was clear. That particular oil is a clear oil. Vanilla bean buttercream was kind of a yellow tinted oil. And so with vanilla based and with some citrus scents, you'll notice the oil being more orangey colored or yellowy colored depending on the fragrance oils in that scent. So don't be alarmed if you get a scent and there's some yellow tint or orange tint to it. That's just, again, natural variations in the fragrance oils. So there's that to keep in mind. One other thing that's kind of fun about the fragrance flower is if you go on Pinterest or YouTube here, there are tons of people who are doing like art projects with their fragrance flowers. So you can actually take like Sharpie markers, like colored Sharpies, or food coloring or what have you, and color the ends of the petals of the flowers on the top. And then as the oil comes up, it'll like diffuse some of that ink because it's alcohol based. Well, the markers are alcohol based. So as the oil comes up, it'll diffuse the ink throughout the petals. And you'll see this nice ombre kind of graduated color effect on them. It's actually really cool, and I've seen some really neat ones done. You can do that. I don't think it affects the performance of the fragrance flower, but it may affect your warranty. So if you're unsatisfied with your fragrance flower, Scentsy does offer an exchange policy. If you do the food coloring or the Sharpie trick, that will no longer be able to be exchanged if you wanted to do that down the road. So keep that in mind if you're going to do a little art project with it. But it is a fun thing to do, and it is kind of a cute way to make it your own and kind of personalize your space. So that is the fragrance flower. They are available in a bunch of different scents. Usually that changes seasonally lately. So there's seasonal scents available as well as some general catalog ones. I hope this was helpful and provided some information for you. Subscribe if you want more videos like this in the future, and let me know down below what you would like to see for the next product spotlight. Would you like to see room sprays? Would you like to see wax bars, travel tins, fans, pods? What would you like to see for the next product spotlight? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.